All right, I only got 15 minutes, so I'm just gonna do it real quick. So this is so like Alyssa, right? And then whatever energy and stuff she's feeling, then I'm gonna start feeling it. And I'm like, why am I thinking about this person? Why am I thinking so heavily? Why am I thinking about this sexually, more sexually than any other way? That's sexual magic right there. They want you to feel infatuated with them by sexual energy. So that's what that was two. That was night number two that I was feeling. And for night number three, I started having nightmares. I was starting to have dreams. I was praying more. I was praying more. I was praying more and all these things. So they did three magics to me in that same night. Not the same night, but each different night. Each different night was three different magics they was doing on me. And then I was watching Tarot Reading Card, and my sister Stephanie and Trend Genius were giving me confirmation of what's going on and saying, bro, do not trust your family, do not trust any of this. And I was like, God is giving me gems at this time. But I was like so scared because I was like, bro, I didn't know what was going on, but I was listening intently into these things and stuff like that, right? And I was trying to not have fear run over me and stuff like that. You know, there's times when and then there's times I had to go to the store, and it's just literally a straight down the street. It's literally down the street. Um, I played gospel music, you know. I know at the time I knew who God was, but I was like not in depth that I was now. But I was doing everything in my cells can give me to not fear, know that God has it over me. I know God was knowing I was doing my best. That's why He helped me. That's why He helped me all the way up to because He knew I was trying my best. He knew that I was scared. He knew everything, right? So how I talk to God is how I talk to you. I talk to God exactly like this. But of course, be respectful, you know, and just talk to him just like this, bro. Just like this. He knows everything about me, every little inch thing about me, bro. I'm truthful to you people, viewers, and to God. That's just how me. That's just I was born like that, and ain't not gonna change that way, right? So I was going to the store, and I was listening to gospel music because it brought me peace. Every time I listen to gospel music, I should be doing it. It brings me peace and joy. What you talking about? I should start doing that, bro. But I was listening to it, and as I was listening to it, you know, of course I was paying attention to my surroundings, but I was walking in bold, right? And because it's the hood, I made sure I wear a different color hoodie, like a mismatched hoodie, and not wear no red or no blue, because then they would think you blood or you a crip and stuff like that. And I don't roll like that. And Cadillacs and stuff started to come out of the blue. But keep in mind, I forgot the model of the car that they was driving in, but I remember my auntie's car. It was a white. I don't know the model of it, but it was white, and it was like a car. It was like a actual regular car, and it was white. And I was like, "Is that her in the distance?" Like car, like it was driving past me, but her windows were tinted. Her windows was tinted because people in there had their stuff tinted. So I was walking to the store, and I was making sure they was like warning me, like, "Oh, if you walk, if you walk one path, switch it up every once in a while." I was like, "All right." I started switching it up. But every time I switched it up, you know, one day it would switch it up. But if I switch it up, I still see Cadillacs, you know, still driving past me and stuff. And I was like, I go to the store, grab some things, some snacks and stuff for me. And then I would walk back. And then as I was walking back, I walked on the back street and I saw that same car. I was like, that has to be TT's car. God confirmed it to me because when I was walking to the front, about to walk onto grandma's porch, I felt both of them because my auntie, both of her calf muscles be tighten up a lot, tighten up. So God confirmed me because both of my calves tightened up out of nowhere, and I'm like, ah, and I was like, that has to be TT. Because I'm very intuitive. I'm very intuitive. I pick things up just like that. Like I'm not even joking, bro. You can leave this. You can leave this in a crime scene, and I'll be able to pick it up. Just a story, just like that. Oh yeah, they had a boy named Tommy, or they had a boy, and a boy, you know, got kidnapped and left this behind. Like I can tell a story just like I can tell a story just like that. So I was like, oh, that has to be on TT because both only her calves hurts like that. So I was like, man, she was stalking me too. I was like, bro, what the heck? Because every time I step a foot out, they knew that I was outside. But then you want to know something, right? Then there was a video saying, check your iPhone. check your iPhone settings. So I checked my iPhone and went to the tracking device, and lo and behold, because keep in mind, when I first had my iPhone, everybody in the family except for my mom, we were the only ones. My uncle too. We're the three only ones that has Androids, but everybody else has an iPhone. When I first had my iPhone with them, when I was with TT and Tink, I was like, "Hey Tink, can you help me with my iPhone? I don't know how to do this." She's like, "Yeah, I got you." Never helped me. I had to go on YouTube, but YouTube didn't help me. I said, "You know what? I'm only just use it for Instagram and watching YouTube. That's it. My other phone, I use for everything else." So then that's when I was there with grandma with all this incidents, and they was doing witchcraft every night. Every night I was learning new witchcraft they was doing onto me, right? And I was praying every night. Then I looked at the settings, and they said the not iPhone tracking, but the yeah, iPhone tracking thing. I went on there and it was saying iPhone tracked on. I was like, that's how they was following me. That's how they knew I was outside. I turned it off, went to the home screen and flicked it up, right? And I was like, let me try something. So I went back on it, and that thing went straight back on. I was like, bro. So when I turned it off and got off the app, and I go back on, it was back magically on. I said, that's the only reason why, and it makes sense. So I turned it off, and then I go off, and I double checked to make sure it was off. So I did something, I forgot what I did to make sure that it was permanently off, so where that only I can turn it on now. So it never happened like that again. And when I left, I made sure I left the iPhone at the house and used my other phone that I had at the time, my Android phone. So it made it hard for them to think. And it did kind of work, but it actually did work. But it was like one or two Cadillacs that was outside, but that was only it. But it helped a bit. It helped a bit. There was some neighbors outside across the street, and it was a neighbor right next door. You know, always when I'm outside, will peep outside looking at me, but that wasn't bad or anything. There was like, I feel like they were just watching over me. God was using them to watch over me and stuff like that. You know, but each night, so it was like the fourth night, I randomly tested the light switch on. It says, I clicked it back on, and boom, the light came on. So there was a demonic being in there, but because I wasn't tempted or scared by it, it left. I prayed by it, and it went away, and it never came back. That being that I felt at that time for the power, not the power, but the light wasn't working. The demonic thing being left, but I still heard this little thing, right? So every night I made sure, even throughout the day, I made sure that I had the meditation, like the prayer meditation, healing meditation, things was on, because it helped a lot, it helped very much. And let alone my prayer, and I had it all day and all night, even when I went to sleep and waking up and stuff like that. And what was it? Oh yeah, so when Tink been coming to there was like this, like, hey, there's someone who's coming to you, be prepared for what's going to happen, right? So every time, and then this is how it was, my heart would hurt, right? Like someone stabbed me in my heart, and then next thing I hear a at the front door. So I go down there, and guess who? It's Tink. She went to go get some food and went back. But every time, every time before she comes, I'll be like, my heart. As soon as I say that, and that's Tink. Every time I be peeing or I'm upstairs, my heart. Every time. So I was like, I don't know what that's about. So it's like, I don't know if they made a soul tie between us or something. I don't know. So I understood that at that time they was doing black magic on me. I didn't trust anybody, because every time I just didn't trust anybody. I didn't even trust them. So that's what they was doing. They don't want me to tell no one. They don't want me to tell my story, because this stuff is true. You know? They know I'm not the type of person to pull things out of my butt. I don't roll like that. That's going against me. Like my code that I got for myself. And you know, at night I'll be hearing like door slam, like boom, door slam, but it sounds angry and stuff like that, right? Man. each night I always figure out there's always some new witchcraft always going on. So what they did to me was a love spell, a hungry spell that makes me eat a lot, eat a lot, eat a lot, eat a lot. They made a sickness spell on me, and they did a death spell. A death spell is like basically uh poison you, sickness and stuff. But God has saved me from that, was purging all the stuff out of me and stuff. I was drinking a lot of water and things, purging stuff, because I was literally at death's door. That's what they wanted. And I know when they see this, they're going to be furious with me. I don't care, because of God still has my back, bro. Because when God said, touch my anointment, don't touch my anointed and do my prophets no harm, God is saying, like, and he was saying that one of the commandments is not to shed innocent blood, bro. If someone is treating you with respect, showing you love, helping you, and then you want to go out of your own way to disrespect them, black magic on them, do whatever it takes for your satisfaction to hurt that person, if they did nothing to you, you deserve everything that comes to you. God will make sure you get everything 10 times fold that happens to you. So don't be mad at me, because I'm telling my story, what has happened to me, if I was respectful to you. Be mad at yourself for you want to go out of your way to do these things to me. Be mad at yourself. Why people get mad when you do something dirt to them? Say, I'm gonna push, like, you want to. No, you commit. Why do you think it was like? What is the two brothers, bro? I forgot his name. It was the two. Dang, it was two brothers. I forgot their names, but two brothers. But one got jealous of his brother, older brother or younger brother, and killed him. Right? He committed the first sin. Right? Was murder. Why do you think when people murder someone, and God said He gonna make sure everybody that he's a murderer? So why do you think when people murder someone, that's called the news? You see them on the news. That's the same thing what God had did with him. It inflicted on everybody else. You do the crime, you pay the time. He's going to make everyone know who you are as a person. The same thing he did for them. That's how it works. So don't get mad at me because you did the things that you wanted to do to me, and I stood up and I said, no, I don't want that anymore, and tell my story, and then you want to be mad at me because I didn't bend down to your will, or because I didn't shut up any longer, and because you don't want your stuff. So how did that make sense? How did that make sense? So these are the times that I was going through these witchcraft. So once again, I'm going to repeat them. I was going through love spells. Make me want to go to them, to go to mental spells. Make me want to bend down to their knees for me to apologize for them, not allow me to continue them to do dirt to me. Oh, I'm sorry for you for slapping me. I'm sorry for you pulling black magic on me. I'm sorry for calling the truth. No, they make me eat. They do the spells that make you eat a lot. They do a spell that makes you eat a lot. They do spells to me that makes you sleepless nights, so you can't sleep. Nightmares that make you go crazy, mentally stable, where you have nightmares, go crazy. You can't do anything, can't think for yourself. You got to be codependent on them. This was the things that were doing the duration when I was with my grandma, when my sister in Christ, Stephanie P. Smith, and Trin Genius, and others people, I forgot their names, started helping me, warning me. God used them through me to tell me what's going on. They did all of these things to me when I was at grandma's house. Every last thing. And every time that team came to the door, my heart would hurt. Every single time. So they always try to make me paint as a bad picture of something that I am not. I was always framed for every little thing that I didn't do. I was the black sheep. I had to go with everybody. Everybody put their problems on me while they go, lolly dolly da, I'm finna go smoke some weed, I'm finna go to the club, I'm finna have sex, I'm finna do all this. Well, I'm in my room, God. Why is this happening to me, God? Why they do this? Why everybody partying and twerking and all that stuff? No, they finna hear my story, bruh. They finna. And if you don't like it, don't watch it. Because it's going to get out. It's going to get out, my guy. Because this is straight ridiculous. And up to this point, I had to assume they did all these black magic. And then you want to know what something? They are still doing these black magic unto me. They still doing these black magics to me. They still doing it to this day. All these that I just named, Python spirit, marine spirit, all these spirits, they doing this to me right now. right now. This thing's finna cut off to me. Hold on.